Yeah, my opening statement is let's play ball. I think everybody's ready for that. Players, coaches, fans, alumni, everybody's ready to play ball, so we're ready to do that. I'll be happy to answer questions. I think, obviously, if you care very much about what you're doing, no matter what it is, as you start to get to opening night, you start to, I don't know that nerves are the right word, but just the anticipation is pretty great right now. I think for myself, for our coaching staff, for our players, we're ready to go. So however you want to define that, we're just very anxious and ready to go. Well, there's just something special about baseball and opening day, whether it's college, whether it's the major leagues. Opening day is just special to everybody that loves baseball. So we're no different. I can't wait to see Founders Park for the first time on opening day, live, and being here in person. I just think baseball in general, opening day is a really special moment for everybody. So I can't wait to see it. It just depends on the scores. We have obviously our top 3 starters, and they'll be on pitch counts. But every decision we make will have a short-term component to it, but also a long-term. Short-term, you want to win the game. Long-term, you also have to manage guys' pitch counts earlier in the season. We want to get a look at pitchers to see where they're going to fit. We have general ideas at this point on which pitchers we think can help us win, but you just never know until the lights turn on. So in terms of this opening weekend, there's 6 guys I would say we know we'll get a chance to see, and then past that, I mean, probably 4 or 5 more. Obviously, with Morris being the Saturday guy, he's our most experienced returning pitcher outside of Hill. So we decided to go with him. He has Saturday type stuff. Just up to him now to show that he can be a polished pitcher, manage pitch counts, and get us deeper into a game. And then Sunday, we narrowed it down to who we thought were the top 2 candidates, and we got to the 2 Chapman boys, Ridge and Logan. They're both talented enough to get the ball on Sunday. We just gave the edge to the veteran, the older guy at this point. Let the freshman kind of sit back and really watch the flow of a game here at Founders Park. And then he'll probably pitch in relief at some point this weekend to get his feet wet. And then there's a good chance you'd see him as a starter Tuesday or Wednesday.
Well, things you mentioned last week that Demiris would be your closer. How does the rest of the bullpen stack up as far as the setup roles, middle relief, and all that? And where does Carmen fit?
Carmen at this point, Carmen we probably dodged a bullet with Carmen. The last pitch of our last inter-squad last week, he thought he re-injured his knee, the knee that he had surgery on. Turns out, knock on wood, it was a false alarm. So he may or may not be available this weekend. We may be conservative with him. Obviously, we're never going to put a player in harm's way. So you may or may not see him this weekend based on how the rehab continues to go daily, but I would label him day to day. In terms of other guys in the bullpen, John Gilreath has opened a lot of eyes so far, and he's a guy like Logan where you may see him out of the bullpen this weekend, but you could potentially see him as a guy that starts Tuesday or Wednesday. He's in that mix. And then we have a long list of guys that are trying to fight for innings as setup men, as relievers, and they're all even at this point. A lot of it will have to do with how do they perform when they get their chance.
Just because I started last year short, wasn't guaranteed I was going to start this year. It's something I had to earn. It's something that multiple guys are working for, and obviously we believe that Coach Kingston is going to put the best outfielder or the infielder in that position. For Saturday, I think we had 6 home runs, which was impressive. It was a big day, not just for me, but for a bunch of hitters. I think we had 21 hits, 15 of those were extra base hits. So all around, it was very impressive to see the way we swung the bat that day.
You know, there's always going to be a lot of emotion on opening day, but you know, I think more than anything, we're prepared and we're ready to show everybody, you know, the product we can put on the field. You know, we're very confident, and we're ready to show everybody.
Why? What has this staff done? What are you guys doing differently as a group that you think is going to lead to better at-bats?
I do agree, and I think we have, in the fall and in the spring, prepared the hitters, or the coaches have prepared us in a way to have great at-bats. He's given us philosophies that we've never heard before, and we've put those philosophies to the test, and it works, and so we're going to run with it, and just trust everything that our coaches are telling us to do. And I think ultimately if we have confidence in them, then we're going to have a great year offensively.
Can you give me